everyone, welcome back. It's Laura, and we're going to do a front garden tour today, and we're going to start here by the back gate. If you're new here, we are in Connecticut, Zone 6, and it's right around the end of May right now. I'm going to be planting my Jackby little pumpkin seeds in here like tomorrow, and I put this mesh wire thing on there to protect it from the groundhog. Otherwise she will just eat the new sprouts of the pumpkin plant. But that will climb up the spooky tree, and it will be a pumpkin tree, and it will be amazing. It is the thing I'm most excited about, I think, for this year. And on the other side, I just have a little boxwood. And I have a Roseanne hardy geranium. Not in bloom just yet. But I do have this little Espalier apple tree. Put this in here a couple years ago. It just finished flowering. It was looking really cute. And I may or may not get apples because I only have one. And usually you need two. But there's a lot of other apple trees in the neighborhood. Last year I got one apple. We'll see. Alright, so continuing this way. Now, if you've been with the channel for a little while, I've been talking about this whole area here. My plan to make it into a rainbow garden, starting down at that end, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then purple. Because the rest of the garden, the color scheme is pretty much purple. Purple, 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 and some black and red, like deep reds, and a few blues here and there, but mostly purple. So this is where I kind of can put things that don't go with the normal color scheme. So this little guy, this is a sandhill cherry, and it's beautiful. It's hard to see over here because this is all leafy. I'll get it mulched eventually, but just not top priority right now. This hydrangea is another one that I thought was not going to make it, but it actually does have life on it in the back. So I'm just leaving it alone for now. And then these are blue bachelor's buttons. And if you saw my video a couple weeks ago, you will know that the groundhog ate these down to nubs. But I remained hopeful, and it worked out. They're growing now. So this is the blue section. Blue bachelor's button. These little things are sea holly, blue sea holly. These were from bare root, so I don't know if they'll bloom this year, but they've rooted in. Moving on. The yellow section is probably the most filled in so far. So I got yarrow. That's this feathery looking stuff. This is the native kind. And then this one is called Colorado yarrow. And I did put a couple of spireas in here. And then these little guys, I actually don't know what they are. I got them from my sister-in-law. They're super cute. If anybody knows what they are, go ahead and tell me in the comments. They're really cute. I could find out, but I don't feel like it. Anyway. The orange section I'm trying to get filled in. My other sister-in-law gave me this beautiful Gerber daisy for Mother's Day. And I was excited because I don't have anything orange yet, and I love this shade. And then I just picked up some marigolds. Over into the red section. This is a little crimson 9 bark right here. I have a bunch of snapdragon seedlings planted. They're still really, really tiny though. And then these sedum, they are night embers. And when they get bigger, they have like a red foliage. They're gorgeous. If you didn't see my last video talking about these woodland natives that are popping up, check that out because they're beautiful. I have some trillium, some Solomon seal, and some Jack in the Pulpit. Really, really gorgeous. And then I did allow myself a pink section also, just right before red. So these bee balms will be bright pink. And this hydrangea is really bright pink too. I have a couple forsythias here. They will be coming out any day now. I put them in kind of just as placeholders. So I do need to put some shrubs here. I just don't really have a plan yet. But I got to get these forsythias out before they turn into a monster like this. Never dealing with this again. So no more forsythias for me. My boxwoods, they're looking pretty shaggy. And I got to say, I like it. I like it. But I don't think I can leave them like this, right? I'm sure it's not good for them. Let me know in the comments. I just like how they look. I kind of like it. I don't know. I have a little white Gila over here. I do have a bunch of like teeny tiny shrublings planted. So like I have this viburnum here. And this is the same as these right here. These are my neighbors. They're enormous. They grew really fast too. So basically I'm hoping for my little guy to overtake this forsythia so I can take it out eventually. But I'm gonna probably have to wait a couple years for this guy to get much bigger. Last year I planted all these spireas, and look, one of them is different. Wah, wah. My bad. Whatever, it's fine. I had Serious Blue salvia planted in here last year. It was gorgeous. And some of them are coming back. Look at this. This one here. The daffodils are almost done for. They're kind of flopping over, but they're not quite done. It looks like someone came and ate some. Probably a deer. But these yarrows will take over when I cut these daffodils back. And eventually I'd like to have yarrow just all the way. It's a good edging plant, I think. I really like the texture. And they're just so easy. Such easy plants. Gotta love a yarrow. So I've got various types of panicle hydrangeas. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the front, I have lavender. And a lot of them are doing okay. Some of them are doing really good. And some of them died. Well, actually, this is the only one that really died. All the rest have some kind of green on them, but look at this one. Looking fabulous. This one, you know, I wish I had marked these because I know there's different types in here, but I'm not good with marking. And then the row behind them is just autumn joy sedum and penstemon. I love penstemon. It's so pretty. Even when it's not blooming, but it's gonna bloom soon. It's gorgeous. Now let's go look over here. This is a maple tree, and I know that a lot of people say it's hard to grow under a maple tree because of all the roots. Look at all the mushrooms. It's been raining. And that's true, but here's how I like to think of it. If this is my own personal theory. If you plant plants that are super tiny, then you don't really have to worry about the roots because they're just gonna kind of like work their way, you know, around and figure it out themselves. So what I'm saying is, like, I put, you know, seeds or teeny tiny plants in here. So like alyssum and pansies when they're really small. Last year I put larkspur in here and they self-seeded this year and they're going crazy. But look at all this stuff that's growing. But I put them all in when they were really, really small. Some of them are weeds. I think I got, I think this is a fleabane. And I was going to let these grow this year, but then I heard that they attract fleas. And I don't want anything to do with that. If you have ever had to deal with fleas, then you will never want to deal with them again. Right? Totally. So there's a couple of hydrangeas in here. They're just really small. I just put them in really small. So hopefully they'll grow bigger. There's a hibiscus that's coming back. And around this corner, we got some cute stuff. Hang on. So I have a couple columbine in here. There's this one. And then there's this gorgeous one that'll be blooming any day. The bugs are so bad right now. I think they like it better when it's shady or when it's sunny. I don't know. This is an oxeye daisy. They grow like weeds here. I didn't put this here. Look how big it is. And it's about to bloom. All right, let's go back to the start of that side and then we'll go over there. Okay, it's a different day. It was just super busy yesterday. So there's not a whole lot of blooms happening. I was watching Yulia the other day. Do you guys watch her on Y Garden? And she called it the green gap. That's like perfect. That's exactly what it is. Just waiting for all these things to bloom. So in the front here, I just have a couple sedums. This red is a little crimson 9-bark. I got it when it was really, really small, so this is only its second season. And then I did plant a bunch of petunias. And these ones are tie-dye petunias. They're from Swallowtail Gardens. And I started these from seed. I'm excited. Some of them, they actually all look like they're about to bloom. There's an echinacea here. Last year, I had a volunteer sunflower come up here. So maybe again, we'll see, maybe. These are gladiolas that I've mentioned in like a million of my videos, but excuse me, they are gorgeous. They're supposed to only be hardy to zone 8, but they come back every year. This is, I think, their 4th year now coming back, and they were from the Dollar Tree. More petunias in here. This is a little baby spirea. So in this strip garden I have, I tried to keep it kind of simple with like repeating stuff. So I have a lot of echinacea in here. And it's just the purpurea, the regular purple coneflower. I have a lot of, this is spotted bee balm. These are the best. If you want pollinators, you should try spotted bee balm. I'll insert a clip here. These are rose campion, and I started these from seed. This is their 2nd year, and they are a biennial, so they are going to bloom. Very exciting. Except their blooms are like fuchsia, which is not my favorite, but that's okay. My peony. I don't know how much longer she's got, but she is loaded. And I did see some ants on her. Yeah, here's some. That usually means they're about to bloom. The ants like the sugar from the peonies, but they won't harm your plant. More coneflowers. And then I have a bunch of, oh, I'm about to step on poison ivy. Hang on. Yikes. I'll have to come back for that. I have a bunch of salvia in here as well. And they're mostly purple and white. These feathery things are more larkspur. Now, these ones I started from seed this year. You can see the difference in how much smaller these ones are than the ones that self-seeded over by the maple tree. Those ones are way further along. So they're a plant that does not really like to be transplanted, but they will still grow. A ton of maple seedlings. Ay, ay, ay. Sick of those. That's another spotted bee balm. And then these are yarrow. These are Colorado yarrow that I started from seed probably 4 years ago. They grow super fast. They're really easy to start from seed. And they bloom in like a variety of colors. So you'll get like an off-white, a pale pink, a purple. I can see they have aphids right now. They get them early in the season. Last year, I kind of went crazy because it was the first time it happened. And I tried to eradicate them and like I chopped the whole plant down. Anyway, this year, I think I'm just going to leave them be because other bugs come along and eat them. And if I had just waited a little longer, I think that might have happened. Anyway, moving on. More echinacea. And these all along the edges are more oxeye daisies. So it pretty much lines this whole strip here. I think they're going to be really pretty when they bloom, which will be soon. There's a lot of things that are about to bloom. The yarrow, the oxeye daisies, some of the petunias. Okay, I've been really nervous to kind of show you guys this whole situation. First of all, I wanted to get the grass cut before the tour, but that's okay. It's wet. So this is still a work in progress. I have plans and I just don't want to settle. So I've got some catmint lining the walkway here. I did plant some Alba petunias from seed. These are supposed to be like a white with purple. This is a really rough area, you guys. It's really wet. The slugs are really bad, so they are eating the petunias. It's just, it's kind of rough over here. But we got a few things. These are some Nigella seedlings. And then mostly I put Serious Blue Salvia. And that's what I had in the front lining the road last year. And it was so beautiful. So I'm hoping it will look just as beautiful this year. It's all in here. I know it's kind of hard to see. There's a lot of weeds. But most of them are violets. So I don't really worry about them. I kind of like violets as a ground cover. And the groundhog likes to eat them. So it's a win-win. Some of this catmint is blooming. These mushrooms are outrageous. Look at the size of these things. My God. It's because it's so wet over here. There's a nice big catmint here. And then this area over here is pretty much what I was working on for the longest time. I've made some mistakes, but it'll all be fine in the end. So this is supposed to be like a rain garden situation. So we didn't have gutters before, now we do. My husband did this, very proud of him. So we have the downspout coming right into this rock bed, which I stupidly did not put anything under as a weed barrier. So there's grass all coming through. So we're going to try a couple different things to try to manage this. But other than all the grass that's coming through, I think it came together pretty well. So I put this little walkway here to go across. Yeah, it does that. That's okay. And then some more little chunks. They're kind of acting like stepping stones. I have this little lemon thread cypress here. And over here I have a couple hydrangeas. They're kind of already being overtaken by the daylilies, but you won't believe how many daylilies I ripped out of here already. I only left the ones that were like in the stone wall, kind of providing some erosion control, so I didn't want to pull them out. But this is kind of a disaster area. But this here is a comfrey, and it just comes up on its own. I didn't plant this. It's gorgeous. And I know you can use it for like medicinal reasons too. Pretty, pretty plant. Have another little limelight here. These are all liatris. I've never grown those before. But I tried to put stuff that likes to be damp because this is the wettest area of the yard. I don't know if I've mentioned before, but we live on a lake. So the water table is really high. I'll see if I can get a shot from the road so you guys can see. It's about 500 feet to the lake there. And it kind of slopes down here. So this is where all the water goes. Here's a holly. I put a Joe Pye weed in here. This is a terrible tree that it will not die. I cut it down all the time. I believe it's an ash, and they get infected with this ash borer thing. It's ugly, and I hate it. I mean, the tree looks like poison ivy, doesn't it? But it's a tree. Anyway, I have a black lace elderberry here. They're supposed to grow really fast, so I hope it does. They get pretty big. And then I have a dappled willow and another hydrangea over here. This is all going to be, you know, for kind of next year. This lilac is just ending its bloom season. And I can't really get that close to it because there's all poison ivy in here. So it's a work in progress. This is a Weigela, and I kind of shuffled a bunch of them around, so I'm not sure exactly which one this is. I'll see if I can find out. This is an oxeye daisy that popped up here. Like, I didn't plan on this being here. But I'm just gonna let it go because it's gonna bloom. After they bloom, I cut them back to like where they're just kind of like ground plants, like a hosta almost. Oop, hang on. There we go. I just sprayed all these with water. Not really watered them, but like I fertilized, so then I sprayed them with water to kind of get the fertilizer off of their leaves. I can see I missed some. But anyway, these are hollyhocks in the back and delphinium. I cannot believe how well these delphinium are growing because they looked terrible when I started them from seed. I didn't think they were going to make it. That's these guys. And they have just grown so well. And then these big ones are the hollyhocks. These are supposed to be jet black. I don't know that they'll bloom this year, but I did start them super duper early, like December. So I am hopeful, but we will see. And then in front of them, I have a mix of lollipop verbena and black bachelor's buttons. And I have it repeated on the other side as well. This is a happy face potentilla, and I remember last year thinking that it was taking a long time to come back. But you know, I haven't pruned on this because it has kind of a crazy habit. I think I need to prune it because it's not growing well. I think it just needs a good prune, so I'll get on that. This whole situation here is, like I said, a work in progress. I think what I'm going to do, because I got this arch. I love it. It wasn't like perfect fit. So I had to make like these little things for it at the bottom. I think I'm going to paint the steps and the wood pieces black, so it will all blend together. What do you think? That's my plan right now. We'll have to see. Anyway, there's another potentilla over here. This is a variegated boxwood. I love this little thing. I got this on Amazon like 3 years ago. There's a ruby, another one of those hyacinth bean vines in there. It's not looking great. And then this isn't a sweet autumn clematis. This thing grows like crazy every year, so you have to cut it back. But it's so pretty when it blooms. Just has a ton of like little white flowers. I'm excited for that. And then repeating on this side, more of the hollyhocks. The delphiniums are, some of them are doing well. This hollyhock is being attacked by a bug, probably a slug. Sometimes I like to just leave ones like this, because if you do that, they tend to just attack that one. It's like their little it's like their little snack attack, and they won't bother the other ones as much because they know this one is vulnerable. It's weak. So I'll probably just leave it. But these, I mean, these are looking good. I was so scared when I went to North Carolina that the groundhog was going to eat all these, because she did before. But they grew back, and she hasn't been bothering them really, because they're older now. They like young plants, like a predator. Anyway, this little spot right here, let me go over here and show you. I have a vision. My vision is to continue this and make it kind of like a circle, just so I can get in there. And then in the middle, I want to put a statue. So I'm going to be making a video soon about this. I really want to get the front yard to be more like the backyard, like more aesthetically pleasing, more of a personality, just more stuff. And I really want a statue here. And in my mind, I had like a beautiful Grecian goddess or something like that. But it's expensive, you guys. So I have a project coming up. I'm excited about it. Stay tuned. Now, back over here. We're almost done. This is, you can see this is one of the spots where the groundhog, when she freaks out, she goes under the house. So over there and over there. That's how come she can eat all these things without me really noticing right away, because she's sneaky. This is another Weigela. This area is getting like a lot more shade than I remember. I think it's just because it's early in the season. It's also early in the day right now. And this is a little Fat Albert blue spruce. Hard to see the color on her right now, right now. But I got this from fastgrowingtrees.com. I think 3 or 4 years ago. I love it. It puts on pretty good growth, but not a lot, because it's supposed to stay fairly small. I just wanted like a little Christmas tree looking thing here, and blue is my favorite for evergreens. So I won't let it get that much taller really, but I want it to get filled in more, like he's supposed to be Fat Albert. So I'm gonna need you to be a little fatter. So that's it, guys, for May. June should be amazing, so stay tuned for that. And if you didn't see the backyard video, be sure to check that out, because frankly, the backyard's just way better. So thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it so much. And I hope you will subscribe if you are new. And we'll see you all in the next video. Bye!